And we get so caught up in making sure that these outside things that she called the loud sayings look right, and we're doing these things right, but totally neglecting that we have a heart issue with God.
What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to Kingdom Prototype, the blueprint for abundant living. I'm your girl Lex.
I'm your girl Jazz.
And welcome back, beautiful people. So we still in the series. So y'all, we just gonna get all the way free.
Get delivered.
We're getting delivered. Come on. Yeah. Like that lady is so funny. Okay, like if you're not ready to give up nothing food wise, don't follow her.
Right.
Okay, because she gonna start talking about God's food, and then she gonna take you to the Bible and what the Bible says we can eat and what we can't eat. Literally.
Now I'm like, dang, I gotta do what God and said it.
Right, like dang, like what you mean? We can't do this, we can't do that. Like whoa. And it's biblical. Like
right, she was like, oh, you thought I was coming by myself? Let me show you these biblical receipts. Huh?
Yeah. God's food. Huh?
Like, what did they talk about?
Yo, facts. Oh Lord, that is so funny. But one thing I love about what she says, and she says, God tells me, I tell y'all. Like, whew, that thing takes.
And I appreciate that, because I don't want to be listening to nobody who just, out here just saying stuff. So
listen,
I appreciate that.
Saying stuff out the, I can't say that. Yeah, talking out the side of your neck. So, yeah, I don't know how we ended up there, but let's get back on the track, because we are still. Oh, I said we gonna get all the way free, and then deliver, and then okay, that's how we got here. Just a random side thing. This Kingdom Prototype was originally called "How Did We Get Here?" Because of stuff like this. We will be talking and we go down a tangent. It's like, how did we get here?
But we always find our way back.
Exactly.
That's the funny.
Exactly. So that was the vision before we gave it to God. I'm sorry. Ooh, wait, that just took me out. Okay, before we gave it to God, it was called.
Like, how did we get here? How did y'all get here?
Right.
With this name.
After we gave it to God, this whole thing went through a whole transformation, and God was like, "This is mine." Well, really, I was like, "God, this is yours," and He was like, "All right, bet. Like, you only gotta tell me once, and just He's the epitome of you ain't gotta tell me twice."
Listen, literally,
don't threaten me with a
good time. One thing about it, you give God the green light.
Listen,
you give God a mile, He gonna go. I mean, an inch, He gonna go a mile.
He gonna go 100 miles.
I love it.
Yes, but yes, anyway. Yes, okay, back on track with Kingdom Prototype. We are still in our Breaking Barriers series. We are, what did I say last time? We are identifying and destroying every...
Get it right.
Excuse me. Get it right, Alexa. Get it right. Okay, well, we are... Right, where we are... See, I don't forgot. I didn't be talking sometimes. We are identifying and demolishing every single barrier that is hindering us from having... I'm just trying to remember what I said. From having a true, authentic, and genuine relationship with God. And now it's time to talk about what, honestly, I'm gonna move on because I feel when we say healing, like everybody loves to kind of so I feel like the healing journey and healing has been watered down by social media. I'm gonna move on. Like everybody likes to throw out this, like we just kind of like to, I'm on my healing journey. Like it's like it lacks a substance. Because we are equating healing to sometimes external things when healing really is like an inward thing that we need to allow God to do. But I'm healing because we can't do yoga, but because I am doing yoga.
That's good.
And I have this new face routine and, washing my face routine and I take me a bubble bath and I have my glass of wine, right, and my candles because I am on my healing journey. And baby, it's so much deeper.
That's really good, actually, because I think it's a great segue because we, in that perspective, it's all about us.
That's
and
good.
Not about God, what God is doing. And this is all about, like you said, I got a new facial routine. I'm what are some of the stuff? I'm taking bubble baths and doing just outward stuff that we consider healing. I'm getting in shape. I'm going to the gym. All of these are good things, but I feel like it can become a toxic concept, like you said, on social media, especially because it puts a lot of emphasis on us and what we're doing, and not emphasis on God and what God is trying to do in us.
Because we're doing stuff that don't matter. Like, I know I just went straight to the jugular, and I'm not saying that stuff is not, because it is good. Take care of yourself, eat right, exercise. Okay, what else we talking about? What else we say? Whatever the other stuff that we say, but we're putting the focus on that, and in the grand scheme of things, that's not your issue.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, that just
your heart your issue.
Right, we just came in swinging. Go ahead. I'm gonna calm down.
Dang, that was, yeah, you did. How you gonna come in swinging and leave me in the fight? Leave me like.
My bad. I'm back in.
That's good though, because another Jackie sermon I was listening to, I think this morning, she was talking about how we get so caught up in the loud, I know people hate this word, I'm gonna say it anyway, the loud sins. That, you know what I'm saying, that it distracts us from our character, and it distracts us from our heart issue with God, and we get so caught up in making sure that these outside things that she called the loud sins look right, and we're doing these things right, but totally neglecting that we have a heart issue with God. Most of us have a heart issue with God, and that's so true. it's so true.
Yeah, very much so. Because that doesn't, the loud, like, it doesn't require true transformation. I keep thinking about, I just thought about, really, where Jesus healed the blind man and he spit in the, oh Jesus, I'm sorry.
I be struggling with that miracle.
Bro, I struggle with that thing.
I have to stay blind. I'm reaching. That's a reach.
Like, you know, yes. I'm sorry. Get yourself together. Because what I'm trying to,
on his tongue. Okay.
Yes. And so what I'm trying to say is, getting distracted by the way the miracle happened, is that sometimes we avoid, like, we focus on the loud sins, as Jackie was talking about, and we focus on all of these silly, minuscule outward things to avoid the messiness that comes with healing.
That's good.
And so we just kind of shove it around, push it down to the side, because, whoo, baby, don't be spitting in my eyes, Jesus. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry. You just something. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. It was the don't be spitting in my eyes for me. But that is so good. Like, it's okay. I'm about to go left.
Go for it.
So
go left all the time.
So y'all, I can't tell y'all how long it took me to grasp the concept of what Christianity is really about. And let me be very clear. I don't want to put all the blame on the church, because we have a responsibility to play as well. We should be in our Bibles. We should be getting to know God for ourselves. But I do feel like church, the body of Christ, plays a major role in helping us to understand what real Christianity is. So what I'm getting at, I always thought, don't laugh at me because it's true. I always thought that Christians were just people who didn't listen to secular music and who was nice to people. I promise y'all, I really thought that's what a Christian was. I was like, so that's, but it shows you how shallow my perspective of it was. A transformation. Like, whoa. That's how it was when I realized how deeper it was. Like, I was shocked. Like, I was like, what you mean? What you like, huh? I was conflicted.
They don't understand our insiders.
I was one of our favorite prophets. Be like, I was conflicted. No, I really was, y'all. Like, and it's I'm laughing, but it's one of my, what is it called? It's not an agitation. It's something I'm very passionate about. And I actually, during my prayer time with God this week, I got super emotional a few times, just telling God, like, God, so many people are stuck in religion, bro. Like, so many people are stuck in the bondage of religion. They don't understand the concept of internal transformation. And I feel like that's the saddest thing.
It is.
I forgot where I was going. Oh, but yeah. So basically, in a nutshell, that's what true Christianity is. You know, we go to church and we listen to, because you know our pastors are fire, but in general in church we listen to all these elaborate sermons and we hoop and we holler, we run around the church and
fall out.
We be in prayer meetings, but at the end of the day we're not changed. We're not changed because the eternal transformation hasn't happened. But the first step is realizing that that's actually a part of the process. So I said all that to say the real Christianity is about being internally transformed, and then the outward actions will be a result.
Exactly. We just in another episode, so we just gonna keep going with this one. Becoming more like Jesus.
Oh shoot, my bad. We
can keep going.
Oh dang.
So what do you want to do? You want to keep going with this one? You want to go back?
Let's just flow. What you got?
I don't know. Because it is true. Because we don't submit to God. And at the end of the day, that is the issue. So we go to church, we hoop and we holler, we listen to all of these pastors and, you know, they're fire messages. We go to be entertained and not to be transformed.
Right. That's true.
Because we are in, once again, our flesh. Once again, we don't want to give up our lifestyle. Right. Once again, there's things we don't want to have to submit to God and say, you know what, you take this away. And that is why there is no transformation. That is why we can continue to go to church Sunday after Sunday after Sunday. We can fast. Oh, y'all really mad. We can fast and not pray. Like, all right. Go ahead.
But yeah, it's good. So it's just important to allow that internal transformation to happen. At the end of the day, we need a heart check when it comes down to it. Because
I'm saying that all the time.
Yeah, because it's and it's a constant process. So it's not something that you just, you know, happen once and I'm good to go. No, we consistently need to seek God and allow God to check our hearts.
Because we are we are evolving. We change as life comes. Life comes and life comes. It's just a thing. It just keeps going. Like, you know what I'm saying? We grow and we evolve. That's why we can't just, I did this one heart check and I'm done. God transformed my mind one time. Jesus, pray. Hey, y'all know my soul. I'm done. And that is the issue. We're riding highs from years ago. Oh,
that's good.
I just stepped on. I'm stop talking.
That's good.
Go ahead.
So I just feel like, yeah, like I said, it's just important to allow God to check our hearts. And somebody who was really good at doing this, once again, our boy David. If David was, you know, listen, David was out here. He was a murderer. He was a cheater, a liar, and all that. But one thing that David did, he allowed God to constantly check his heart
and cleanse him.
Absolutely, because he understood the importance of having a clean heart, because he know everything else, like Jesus says, flows from that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You was about to say something?
Yeah. He made a decision. I keep thinking about Auntie. He made a decision to be delivered.
Yeah.
And at the end of it all goes back to the same thing. Submitting, making a decision, being okay with giving some things up. David was like, I don't want to be a murderer no more. I don't want to be a cheat no more. I don't want to be a liar no more. I don't want to do that no more. So God, because I have made that decision, now I can see y'all mad. Now I can come to you and say, search me, oh Lord.
That's good. Because
I have already in my mind made up a decision to be like, you know what? I can't do this no more.
That's really good, actually, because it's two types of people. Those people who
go ahead.
Those people who aren't aware, like genuinely don't understand. Like I was talking about, I didn't know anything about internal transformation when it comes to Christianity. I honestly didn't. You have those type of people who just don't, I guess, realize the depth that it takes to be
made like Jesus.
Yeah, made like Jesus. But then you have those who realize it, but they just prefer their lifestyle. They prefer their small, lowercase g gods, and they just prefer to do otherwise. So at the end of the day, like you said, it all comes down to decision, because once you know, you're accountable.
You are.
So that's where the pressure comes in.
Yeah.
That's where the real journey starts, when you realize, like, okay, cool, you didn't know, I get that, but once
now you know.
But once you know, you're accountable. Now it's like, okay, so how are you going to move forward?
Exactly.
What's the decision you're going to make? So so it's two types of people, I feel like, in the world. And it's just like, at the end of the day, it's a decision.
Yep. And now you are aware.
Yeah. That's a lot of pressure.
Now you are aware. And so now you have a decision to make.
Absolutely.
Are you going to hold yourself accountable to the information that you have now received? Or are you going, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't no...
Well, yeah, that costs too... I mean, that requires too much. I don't want to do that. Yeah, you gotta
make up in your mind. And you have to understand. Is understand the right word? You have to understand, you have to acknowledge, I am searching, I'm scrolling. I'm looking for... You have to choose to believe. How about that? That the results, who you are on the other side, is far more worth it. How am I trying to say this? Help me, Jesus. We have to understand that the benefit outweighs the cost. Thank you, Jesus. That's a lot better. That the benefit outweighs the cost. And we are often raggedy mindset. Y'all about to get so mad at me. Raggedy mindset. Where we always focus on the unpleasant and what we got to give up.
That's good.
And what we got to go through. God, I don't want to give this up. I like him. He is fine. Okay, I like this type of music. This thing, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, like I like going to the club. I like this weed. I like sex. I like this alcohol. I like all of these things. It makes me feel so good, and I don't want to give it up. How am I going to be without it? And we focus on that, and we magnify that instead of magnifying God and who He has called. And who He has called us to be. How dare we say I want to become, but then we don't want to give anything up? How dare we say I want to become, but then there's no action behind what needs to happen to get us to get us there? Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
I just went off a little bit.
You did, but it was good.
Okay. But you did.
It was good. Dang.
I know. I'm sorry.
No,
I do that all the time.
You good? I'm trying to see which way I want to go with that. I low key forgot what you last said.
Child. I call mindsets raggedy. That's all. Focusing on the unpleasant. Oh,
yeah, that's good.
Go ahead.
That's really good, actually, and because and Jesus, imagine this: Jesus knew that. He knew he was gonna be like that. So, in I don't remember which gospel, but He told us to count the cost.
Yes, He did.
Before following me, because Jesus knew.
Listen, He had to die.
Exactly. And he that's the ultimate sacrifice. But Jesus knew that people was gonna like their weed, gonna like their liquor, gonna like sex, gonna like their jobs or whatever, just exalting things over God. He already knew that. So He told us, hey, you know what? It's going to cost you something to follow me. So count it before you start. Because you don't want to, start and then not be able to finish. I'm paraphrasing, but along those lines. So yeah, I definitely feel like it's important to, my point is I feel like it's important to count the cost and just not put so much focus on, because we need to be realistic about the process too, but not put too much focus on what it's going to cost, if that makes sense. So be mindful of that. You will have to sacrifice something. You will have to give things up, but don't
allow it to have the final say.
Allow that to have the final say, and don't exalt it over the beauty of God and who's God's calling you to be.
Let's make this practical. Let's make this practical. And what we are talking about, not focusing solely on what we got to give up and the process, and being able to see the benefit of what it is, right? Acknowledging the process, and yes, it sucks, but not allowing that to have the final say. So it could be something I do literally all the time. Free gems. I literally do all the time. Whether it's me taking my frustration to God, whether it's like me taking my impatience to God, whether it's me taking whatever grievance I have with God, I take it to Him, but I do not allow that to have the final say, because I always end it with, I trust you. It's going to be worth it. When I think about the people connected to me and how God's going to use me and what He does through my life to bring them closer to Him, which I'm already starting to see. And it ain't, okay, that's another conversation, right? Like, that is worth the cost. And so while the cost sucks, and while the cost gets hard sometimes, while the cost gets frustrating sometimes, I don't allow that to be my final say. I'm frustrated, God, but I'm excited about the way that it's going to touch everybody connected to me. And that's how you end it. I'm ending it on a high note, on a pleasant. And so now I'm walking out, meditating on, oh snap, look at all these people. Look at your siblings. Look at your family. Look at your friends. Cool. That's practical. We like practicality. Let's be practical. Everybody wants to talk about being practical.
That's good. So basically, you go to God like with any offenses that you may have, and you know anything that you may be dealing with God or whoever, and you allow Him to have the final say and to basically lead you. Yeah.
Okay. Like when I say my Holy Ghost be rising up, like, cause sometimes I really do want to be like immature. Sorry. Like, y'all ever been there? Like, sometimes I really want to be just like immature, just kind of whatever the case may be. But my Holy Ghost rise up. I'm just like, no, you're not doing that. And so we ending it on the final. You know what, God? I trust you. You got my best interest at heart. I know for a fact you hear me. I know for a fact you see me. I know for a fact. I'm not questioning.
Right.
Ooh, I said that word right. I said it right for the first time. I'm not questioning that. How do we end up there?
No, that's a perfect segue, actually.
Okay,
because the reason why I asked that question is because David said the same thing, pretty much. Okay. So, yeah, he said, search me, oh God. This is Psalms 139. It's a lot of Psalms.
Listen, he was going through it.
Yeah, my boy was going through it.
That's not funny.
Yes. I'm sorry.
That is not funny. Okay.
This is Psalms 139, chapter 139, verse 23 through 24.
I'm sorry. He's going through it. Gave us so many
gems. Yeah, he did. We shout out
like,
to David.
thank you, Ro. Like, I be standing on some of the things you wrote. Okay. Listen, like, I appreciate. Okay.
Listen, who was the Oh, that was Solomon. Proverbs. Proverbs is solid. But yeah, them Psalms. Listen, we appreciate you, David. Shout out to David. But he said, "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. Point out anything in me that offends you, and lead me along the path of everlasting life." So it just reminds me of the example you gave, how you basically take your offenses to God, or not just offenses, but whatever else that you may be dealing with to God, and then allow Him to have the final say and allow Him to, continue to lead you. Mm-hmm. So,
I'm sorry.
What? Oh, you just got that.
What? No, I'm just thinking about how sometimes He don't even respond to me.
I'm
so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's not.
God probably like, child, I'm about to take a lunch break.
like he, you know what I'm saying? Like, He hears it. But then it's just like, go cook. Like, you get what I'm saying? Does that make sense? It's like, God, I trust you though. And His response to me sometimes isn't even
like relevant to what you're asking.
Yeah, it's go cook. Take your dog for a walk. Go take a shower. Sit on your couch. Go watch your. Like, you get what I'm saying? And for me, that is comforting in a way, because it's just like, you got me. Like, you're telling me that's His way of saying, I got you, bro.
That's good.
Like, go cook your dinner. You know what I'm saying? Go do. And so anyway, I say that sometimes God leading you. That's how I got there. Sorry, it just made me laugh.
That's real, because it doesn't have to be this grand thing like God is leading me to, I don't know.
And I heard an audible
voice, but
sorry.
I love that, because God could be leading in everyday life stuff, like as you just said, like, and you find solace in that for the most part. Doing those things. So I actually think that's perfect, because we hear that, like, lead me along the path of everlasting life. Like, so God can do it in the small things as well. God is a leader. I mean, He's the ultimate leader. So He is. He can do it in the big things, and He can do it in the everyday things. So
very much so. So I don't got nothing to say. I'm sorry. That took me out. I was screaming. That just took me out. Like, sometimes you just like, go take him for a walk. Finish washing the dishes.
But yeah, I love how that's comforting though. And then you have that relationship where that's His way of comforting you, because some people be like, what you mean? Like, I just poured my heart out to you. What you talking about? So yeah,
that's where faith comes in.
Yeah.
I tell God all the time, I don't need no more words. Like, you have spoken, and you have spoken very loudly, and you have spoken very clearly. I don't need no more words from you. I know what you said is going to come to fruition. Sometimes I just got to get my frustration out. For, whatever the case may be. And so it takes a level of faith and trust to not have I just poured out my heart to you and you just ain't listening and you just don't care. Is that in God's character? Uh-oh. Is it? Okay then.
That's good.
All right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's all I got. I ain't got nothing else to add.
Very much so. Okay. So yeah. Time for a heart check. We need to make a decision. Can we make a decision to do a heart check? And to do a heart check like for real? Y'all know how we be play. We be for play. Like we be telling God stuff and we really don't mean it.
Like, search me, oh God, but don't look at that area of my life though. Just don't even act like that's there. But search me though, but don't look over here though.
Right.
I'm still working on that.
Right. Search this area.
Right here you go.
Here is where I want you to search. Here is what I'm willing to do.
God looking down at all this other
right.
stuff. Like, what you mean?
Right. God, like, but I want that.
Right. He want the messy stuff.
Yeah.
And He that type of God.
Yeah. I want that. We've established he's spitting on the just get myself together. I'm gonna get myself together. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, share this with your homie, with your boo thing, with your bestie, with your mama, so on and so forth. If any of you guys are feeling stuck and stagnant in your relationship with God, we got something for you. Click the link down below. And grab your free 99 guide to it's called The 5 Ways to Deepen Your Relationship with God. And essentially what we are going to work on in that guide is giving you some better habits. We're talking about lifestyle, we're talking about barriers, and our lifestyle and our habits are can be a barrier to us having that relationship with God that we really want. Right, I'm gonna move on because we say we want to be on fire for God. We say we want to do all of these things, but we aren't willing to sacrifice anything. And I don't understand that because we serve a God who literally gave his only son. He sacrificed. That is the whole premise of Christianity. Yet we feel like we don't got to give nothing up. Like who? So yeah, so click the link down in the description to get your free copy of the 5 ways to deepen your relationship with God. And if you really begin to take into account and to really begin to hone in on those daily habits, it will help you feel more passionate and closer to God. So yeah, that's it. That's all.
That's all, folks.
We out.
KP out.